They don't want to let go and get sucker punched. Powell flatly looks around, says, what was that? That was the 6:37, a little late, coming down the track. It was
proving that he can still play and play at a high level. Caps look good.
Kyprios. Moeller is there. Moeller slashed Kyprios, and Kyprios turned and challenged Moeller.
This may have something to do with the fact that Kyprios nailed James Patrick twice in this period. And the Ranger players know that.
Moeller's got to be careful of that shoulder.
First time he's fought since he's had the surgery on the shoulder. And the linesmen jump in. I don't know if there was a play right here, Sam, that instigated this particular battle, but I know that when you sit on the bench and you see a James Patrick get nailed a couple of times, it upsets the players. Sometimes they try to get back.
Well, all I could see is that when Kyprios was skating in, Moeller chopped at him, and I don't know if that was enough to set it off, but that's what I saw.
Why Moeller chopped at him. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Oh, okay. Kyprios heads off. Just under 25 seconds remaining in the game. 5-1 the score.
He tried the shot, and that was weak and wide. Big check on the boards, and another one from behind by Bro. And I'm sure he's going to be called there. And we've got a player hurt. It's Roberts.
Bro will get a game misconduct for that, and he should. Right from behind on Gary Roberts, who lunged into the boards head first. And Miller knows it, and so does Bro. Marty McSorley's got a hold of two here.
And Roberts is patrolling.
He's lobbying to referee Schick, and Rod Schick called it right away. It'll be 5 in a game unless Schick didn't see it the way I did.
Oh, absolutely. And that's precisely what we're trying to avoid in the National Hockey League this season. Is what happened there.
Gary Roberts went in head first. Another vote for the helmet, but that one can be tough on the neck by McIntyre. But watch this one. Right from behind.
Bang.
Boy, those are dangerous. The guy should get more than 5 in a game. Bro it.
Number 15, Neil Sheehy, 2 minutes for roughing. Number 13, Martin Simard, 5 minutes for fighting. Los Angeles penalties to number 24, Frank Bro. 5-minute major for checking from behind and an automatic game misconduct. Number 29, Jay Miller, 5 minutes for fighting. Time of the penalty.
Lyndon Byers and Cote. Oh, away they go. 4:35 left. Lyndon Byers has picked up a few penalties along the way.
Well, that one's strictly out of frustration. Let me just get my frustrations out before
Couple
I
of
have
cheap
to shower.
shots by Cote during the night.
Puck comes down, and here come the Caps. Cote sliding it across. Shot by May. Deflect
Fight going. They got a fight. Center ice. And Kyprios, 2 tough guys. And are they loading? Oh, baby. There's some lefts landed by both of them. They can both take one and land one. Wow. This started way behind the play when the Caps had the 3-on-2. Jansen's that's smart as far as fighting goes. And they were both throwing left and tried a couple of uppercuts. Now, you're the boxing analyst. Is that a smart idea?
Yeah, you got to change. You can't always know. In fact, while I was watching, I was thinking maybe he should try to switch the leverage and go throw a few rights.
Do you hear that out there, fans? We got Sam.
I told you what my solution is. You want to fight, set up.
Kyprios kicks Jansen's, tries to hold him up. Jansen's had a hold of Kyprios, his stick. And one, away they go, left on left. Oh, baby.
McSorley behind the net. He gets into a bit of a dust-up behind the net, and net is knocked loose. Now the fight begins. Who's fighting who? I can't pick out the number. Is that Simard? No, Hunter.
And another one going here. As
Another one
Simard
is
is
Simard.
Miller, I believe.
Well, we've got 2 heavyweight scraps. Hunter and McSorley pretty well at draws. Samart's had a couple of shots in it. Miller falls on top of him. Samart handling himself well. So is Hunter. Against a man with a huge reputation as a scrapper, that's McSorley. As you said in San Jose, this is very tiring for both players, isn't it?
Well, you can't tie your skates after one of these. And there's Miller and Samart. This is an all-time tugging contest here. Some punches thrown at the start. And now they want to hang on to make sure that they don't take any here. The fight starts with punches. The middle is tugs. And at the end, it's words.
Oh, there's a right-hand shot by Tim Hunter. And the officials, Miller and Samart have been parted. They've headed toward the bench. Hunter and McSorley are going to go forever. And this one's going into overtime, this fight. Crowd is chanting, Marty, Marty, Marty.
Boy, they got to be in shape to do this, I tell you.
That's incredible.
Oh.
Now Hunter with a couple of shots there gets a third one in. The left hand that didn't do much by McSorley, and Hunter really scoring in the late stages. Calgary meeting all the tests, physical, mental, and otherwise.
I always admired Tim Hunter because he looks like he enjoys that.
Yep.
A lot of guys fight out of fear. Few fight because they really like it. McSorley and Hunter are two that seem to enjoy it.
Well, they're both chased. There's only 9/10 of a second remaining in the period.
Sorley took one on the bottom lip.
This big fight up here.
Couldn't get set before Lionel Shaw. Now we'll have our first fight of the night. Stewie, Al Stewart of the Devils, and Dave Brown.
This is Stewie's first game so far this season. Stewie is always game. Dave Brown, who started his career in Philadelphia, went to Edmonton, came back this year in a trade with the Edmonton Oilers.
Well, the two heavyweights go at it, and with 4:38 to go in the period, they will both go to the dressing room. Brown, of course, always over. Haven has the other two.
Look at the fight right here. Brown, a left-handed fighter. Probably he and Colbert would probably be with Troy Crowder 1, 2, 3, whatever order you wanted to rate them as far as fighting.
Behind the net, there's a scramble. Kadelski and Stern are getting a little angry with themselves. Now we've got a fight behind the play. Rod Buskus is in there. Oh, this is a real shoot-em-up.
He may be sorry he came in. He took about 4 left hands in the face as he came to the rescue of Bob Kadelski. Stern shoved his glove in Kadelski's face to get the original penalty. And then in came Buskus.
This is your Molson Hockey Telecast.
But to all the teams, and that early in the season, in most of the games, his team's been involved.
Line for Ronick. Now Hammond has got his hands full with Steve Smith. Smith is bleeding and may have been cut by the stick of Ken Hammond. Hammond didn't want to fight. Now away from the plate, Jeremy Ronick is battling as Smith continues to fight or to talk with the referees. Got something going away from the play, and the officials have their hands full. on the ice, but Hawks goalie Jimmy Wade engaged now, and it's a rugby scrum in the face-off circle. Who's got the football?
Well, it's interesting here. The goaltender for the Sharks, Brian Hayward, saw his player in trouble, came out of the crease to get involved. Now, he's going to be thrown out of the game automatically. He should be. And the goaltender for Chicago started down into the play. I lose you. And the crowd loves this.
Jeremy Roenick, he's been cut. Kevin Evans was at the bottom of the pile. And it's going to see the stick up high. Now that's Smith high sticking Hammond, obviously after something had occurred before.
So that must be in retaliation. Well, if Smith does that to Hammond, I tell you, if you start swinging your stick at another person's head, and we talked about that just a few moments ago.
Conduct to Hammond. So we may get 2 Sharks ejected.
And intentionally swing your stick at an opponent, as we take a look at Kenny Hammond in the penalty box with quite a few of his teammates.
They're going to have to build on in there. There's not enough room.
Players to go out and fight, but when you see a teammate in trouble, no matter who it is, it's a good sign to see somebody else sticking up for him. Brian Hayward here is...
And now he's having a problem with some of the fans. Hayward swinging his stick at someone back there. As fans are getting into it after the action here, Hayward is heading down to the locker room area. Frank Cox, who is not dressing tonight, there to help his teammate get another as play goes on this end of the ice. Conroy with it for the Blackhawks. Now a fight breaking out. Lemieux and Anderson. Lemieux gets on top, and the linesman will get in between the two of them. That thing, Tom, was brewing for about 15 or 20 seconds as they got the sticks up away from the play, and then they dropped the sticks and the glove.
They got into it with each other back in the Shark zone. We were talking to each other all the way up the ice. They finally decided to drop the gloves and go out, and Perry Anderson, a big, strong boy, doing his job.
A break in the action here in Chicago. We'll be back. Leo's still in the penalty box there, and Jocelyn Lemieux is behind him getting his helmet from one of his teammates. Tom, I've always wondered, why can't the players pick up their own equipment when
Grabbed behind the net and pushed off the puck by Jason. Tikkanen for the Oilers. Manson goes for the net. Tikkanen can't get him the puck. Ball is down. Backhands it out, and we have a fight. Scott Mellenby and Steve Chason.
Well, we mentioned earlier that this is Chason's first game of the season after serving a 4-game suspension for cross-checking Rich 2 weeks. Chason will take a little time to get into game shape. Here's how it started. Chason and Mellenby behind the net. You can see they exchanged cross-checks, pushes, and words before they decided they'd have a little go.
Little fencing going on there, Harry.
Scott Mellenby with only 13.
The eye of Scott Thornton, who's our guest in tonight's second intermission. And Scott, my first question, how did that happen and how's it healing?
Oh, I got a high stick in St. Louis, and it was an accident, I think, and it's coming along pretty good.
Looks like it could have been a very dangerous high stick.
Well, the eye's pretty protected in there, and I was lucky that it sits back in there pretty good, so, but it was a pretty vicious high stick. But like I say, it was an accident, and it's all part of the game.
The puck is still loose as they fight away for it. Stewart.
Here comes Miller. Carson. Miller just rolled him over and threw him down quickly. And that was over instantly.
We were talking about Brad Miller again before the start of tonight's game, you and I downstairs, and remarking at how well he has played this season.
Probably the most improved player on the team. Look at Miller right there, and
he's
he
intimidating.
took on one of the tough guys, Carson.
Miller is intimidating and gains a lot of respect from the opposition.
He's playing within himself. He's not trying to play over his head. He's playing it safe and smart until he gets his...
Saves by Pupa on Keane. Okay. To Ewan. Ewan just grabbed Rob Ray.
Ray just ducked his head, took about 3 or 4 punches right off the helmet and skates away, and Ewing gets the penalty, and Ewing's crying for Ray to get over the penalty box with him. I don't think it's going to happen. Pat Burns knows exactly what happened. Bring it loose for somebody else. There's Ray when he's tied up with Ewing. You can see right there they're just jawing and yapping at one another. They'll go to the front, and here's where Ewing drops the gloves first. He'll take off like a rocket. Oh, here we go, right at center ice.
Well, right up the face-off. Rob Ray and Robert's
just going
at it.
Robert and Ray, it was just like watching two jackhammers.
That was a big-time brawl, that one. Now, both players had their right arms free, and they took full advantage.
And that's the last thing you want to get free is a right arm. They're both trying to cover each other.
First on Muller.
Swoboda is belted by Miller. And now, everybody getting into the action.
Muscle Beach.
Now, here's
Miller
and
this match. Swoboda's hanging on, and that's a good choice on his part, I would think.
Now, a good job by the linesmen, Gauthier and Ron Finn to break up with outside the blue line. Miller and Swoboda still going at each other.
Watch, somebody has to. They're chasing Rob Ray right to the penalty box, and that leaves one of the Habs free.
Well, what's happening
Which
here?
isn't right, because Lefebvre is skating around just waiting to see if his partner.
Lefebvre wants Brad Miller to let Swoboda go, and
but if Miller started throwing some punches, you would have seen Lefebvre jump right in there immediately.
I think that's what Pat Burns was yelling at. He was standing up at the bench yelling.
Obvious. Here we go right here. You can see Ray, he's just begging for a fight at this point. Anybody that wants some action and is really mugging Turgeon, he didn't want anything to do with it. And then once Ray got tied up, and you can see he had some help. You look at Gord Donnelly, and Robert stays on the ice. Jeez, look at the face. Cut over the eye, cut below the eye. Nose is going in about 3 or 4 different directions. I mean, he's been through the wars, boy.
Well, I have a feeling we're going to see Ledyard and Krug. It's Corson, Robert, Schneider.
Well, they're talking right now, Robert and Donnelly. I don't know if they're making friends or saying, the heck with it, let's wait till Friday night. We're going to find out in a moment.
Well, there still seems to be some question, I think, about the penalty call. Ready to go with 3:33 left in regulation.
Keep an eye on Roberge and Donnelly. Here they go, right off.
There you go. They just waited till they dropped the puck. Here's Brad May and Corson. Well, we've got 2 of them going. Brad May and Corson.
Oh, Carson really leveled. I'm going to tell you something, but May came back with a couple big-time strokes, too. Oh, Carson is quick with the right hand, and he got it free.
Now we're trying to keep our eye on both fights. Now that Donnelly...
I'll tell you what, I'll watch Donnelly. You keep an eye on the other one, Jim.
The Donnelly-Roberge fight going on down below us to our left.
Feel like Don Dumphy. Ring announcer.
And there's May and Corson inside the Montreal blue line. Well, we knew this was going to explode.
Well, May has a good hand now, I think, on Corson's right hand. So as long as he holds on to that.
Now, Brad May is one tough kid.
Well,
and of course, we all know the toughness of Shane Corson.
You bet. You know what, Jim? It's not a matter of what he took or anything else.
What a right hand May caught Corson with there.
The thing is, he took on one of the tough ones. Look at that. Now, actually, he's getting free. Corson had to catch him a good one right on the nose. They're both just cuffing one another now.
And now the linesmen step in.
See, the effect of this fight is the fact that you've got the rest of the Montreal to one of the tougher players in the NHL. So that sends a message over. That's what they were talking about.
That was decided before.
Oh, sure.
I said, let's wait till they drop the puck and we'll go.
Hey, Donnelly with the right.
Well, here we have Dave Brown and John Kordick, as we had been able to predict from the stoppage of play. A couple of southpaws. Boy, Brown was really going for the left uppercut there, too, wasn't he?
Dave Brown has a decided reach advantage, and he really locked John Kordick out. Now look what he's got. He's got his hand held behind him. When you talk heavyweights, folks, you're talking these two guys. What a great battle. Stand-up battle all the way. Well, Dave Brown said his role was pretty simple in the Flyers organization, and it looks like John Kordick has a bloody nose. You bet he does. So my role is simple. If there's a problem on the ice, I go out and fix it. And he may have just fixed a problem that was brewing as far as John Kordick taking liberties against some of the smaller Flyers a little earlier. Here's how it started. They just went out to the point together, and then it was a matter of, okay, let's not ask any questions. We kind of figured it would happen. Oh, Kordick just put his head down without getting a grip first. Boy, oh boy. And I think he's already been hit. Dave Brown might have hit him with the first 1 or 2 punches right in the nose with those uppercuts.
Ooh, he was really trying to score with that one as he pulled away, wasn't he?
Yeah, but John Kordick, well, you know, as soon as he put his head down, he really couldn't see what he was grabbing or where he was grabbing. And this is when Dave Brown, now, do you think that's not a tough position to be in? Got a half Nelson on him at the same time, but still facing him. You can see that Dave Brown has him locked out so well. Kordick's punches weren't coming within 6 inches.
Against the Pittsburgh Penguins. Bill Bourque ends up pushing his glove into the face of Bill Berg. Everybody has picked a partner. Bob Airy's helmet came, or Stanton's helmet rather, came popping off. Courtesy of DeMaio. They're on the perimeter of this scuffle. Well, Samuelson and Bill Berg would appear to be the main combatants. Bourque, now Bourque and Berg. And Berg says enough. Goes to the deck. Doesn't get involved with Phil Bourque. Good play by Berg. That'll draw an extra penalty on Bourque, no doubt.
Going in for the Islanders. No, they'll give him a few minutes to straighten. Tommy Fitzgerald was in the middle of it. Bill Berg, as he rides Yager out of the play, it was just a good body check. And then Bourque goes after him, gives him a little pop. Berg looks around to see if Bourque's got a penalty. Ooh, you see that hand go in? That was Berg as he popped one in on top of Bourque just to get even. There, over the shoulder. There's a left by Bourque. And in behind them.
Hold against Vancouver, 6:16 left in the first period. And a jam.
Fires an object. You knew this was going to happen. Fires just can't get loose. And the Byers, one of the premier fighters in the game, an object. And Byers, they love object here in Vancouver.
It is Bruins 1, Canucks nothing. Back in a moment.
Vancouver penalty to number 29, Gino Odjick. 5 minutes each for fighting.
Well, they get 5 minutes each for fighting. Gino Odjick, O-D-J-I-C-K, 21 years old. Played for Laval. Then
Free had the man in front, Sundin, but he had trouble with the pass. Van Dorp jams it behind. Brushed along by Samuelson. Good shoulder check applied, and we have a fight going across the way. It is Van Dorp and Kordick. Kordick with a series of rights, and Van Dorp coming around with some too.
Dan Kordick forced this issue. He pinned Van Dorp up against the boards and held him there for, at least 3 or 4 seconds. And finally, Van Dorp said, okay, I'll try it. So one Kordick goes, the other one goes. Van Dorp, number 24 of the Nordiques, and 6 of the Flyers, Dan Kordick. Boy, that punch knocked his helmet right off. Van Dorp did a pretty good job of getting Dan Kordick pinned up against the glass. See that you can't wind up for a punch, and you really have no leverage. What Van Dorp is doing here is lifting at the same time. You can lift 40 or 50 pounds off of a guy's weight that he has on his skates. He's got no traction at all.
Well, the picture of him in the Quebec yearbook looks like Tug McGraw, but he also has a bit of Bo Svensson in him,
yeah,
I think,
he does.
too.
You know, I've been pinned against the boards and dropped the gloves with Dan Kordick.
Opposite each other. Here they are again. There they go. Kerr says, come on. Come on, I got my stick down, come and get it. In comes Lowry, and away they go for the first of the night. Kerr with that left. He's a feisty little son of a gun, Alan Kerr. As I mentioned earlier in the show, Lowry, one of the guys that really agitated Probert in that playoff series last year. Gonna go in the third. Now watch Curry, drops the stick. Come on, let's go. Pretty good cross check there by Lowry. Yeah. So I don't think there will be an aggressor in the fight. Because
protecting himself pretty darn well. Look out. Oh, Burr comes flying across and nails Cavallini. That was Gino. And Cavallini tackles Burr and punching away on him. Holy smoke. Well, certainly Burr's not hurt because he had his head down, the helmet on, and Cavallini hit him a couple times. Look at Fedorov now. Brown trying to get him. John's got himself covered up pretty good there. Lowry and Burr. Lowry and Burr. That was away from the play, and of course, I'm sure came from the Gino Cavallini confrontation with Sean Burr earlier in this third period. Seconds to go. Red Wings will win this one. Fight! Gino Ojic behind the net. And that's Tim Hunter. So the two heavyweights meet early.
Tim Hunter had a good bout with Marty McSorley when the Flames last met the LA Kings. Here he's going with Gino Ojic.
Gino even smiles when he fights.
He enjoys it. That's one of the scary things about the tough guys. They seem to enjoy it.
Well, we'll call that one a draw. They really never got at it. Hunter and Ojic both headed to the penalty box.
Scootman with a chance. And Roussel hangs on with the puck very close to being in.
Well, there's a good example right there of John LeClair. Whenever he sees...
Oh, we got a fight. Cordic. And is that Odeline? Lyle Odeline jumped into the play from the blue line, and I tell you, this Cordic, he's like his brother. He's 6'5", and they're really throwing them. And the size is working to the advantage of the Philadelphia rookie. This Cordic and his brother John almost had a fight the other night when the Nordiques were here. The word is they don't get along too well. Brothers in the city of brotherly love. That would have been well.
He wound up fighting Wayne Van Dorp of the Nordiques the other day, and he did a pretty good job on him. And I would give him the decision over Lyle.
So Odeline's gone, and Cordic will be gone because the fight took place with only 4 minutes and 53 seconds left.
Alan May all over Podubny. Puck squirts free. Lawler tries to get ahead to Kiprios, but Sundstrom there to feed back to the point. We've got something going here. Here's McKay and Alan May.
Well, McKay out there, he's trying to set up something. He's got put onto the ice to go out there and grab a fight. And Alan May caught off guard. Now Alan May hitting him with his left. Oh, May throwing both hands.
A couple of the heavyweights going here. And now the linesman with the two on the ice will step in.
That is tiring. Big Randy McKay for the Devils. And Alan May, the Capitals tough guy. Both are going to pick up major penalties for fighting. For the Devils. And he just wants to grab anybody he sees. And he always usually picks the toughest guy on the team. He sees Alan May. And he wants a piece of Alan May. Both guys getting in some good shots. Alan.
Boston changing it up. 8:18 left here. And here is